Like Sullivan said, he saw a look in Adrian's eye in the second half of that game. He's like, I've seen that look in practice before, and when you see it, get out of the way. Did you see something in the way he played in that last quarter and a half that thrilled you or found special?
No, I just wish that look in his eye, if there's in fact a twinkle like that, let's get that sucker happening, before the first snap. Let's do that. How about that one? It took a lot of energy during the course of the game. For me, just talking to Noah and Adrian about the fact that, hey, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. Stick to it. Don't let the guys, go down that road we've gone the path. That was a tremendous amount of energy. So halftime, it was basically the same sort of talk with me that we always have with Adrian and the quarterbacks. On top of the fact that, hey, man, let's just go out and have some fun and do our job. Let's do that.
What do you do with him this week from a mental preparation standpoint? Because, I know the game is the same, but the feeling around it is undoubtedly a little bit different this week.
Oh, no doubt, yeah. But just to shut that out, and to prepare like we always do, stay on the same schedule, keep the same routine, as much as you're pointing out, as much as it's another game. It's not another game. You're playing one of the top teams in the country, just tremendous players, tremendous coaching staff, well-coached guys, play hard, and it's going to take everything that we have as a team. From every unit, including our scout team guys this week, to get us prepared to have a chance to be successful.
What have you seen in 15 games from Adrian that gives you confidence he will he'll handle that, where you say it's not just another game, that he'll handle that right? Like now as a captain, as a leader in the locker room, how do you?
That's a great question. I would just answer it with this: is that last year he was thrust in the same position, albeit with a different set of circumstances, where he had to go out, and every game was a big game for us, for a variety of reasons, as you can well imagine, and obvious reasons. And he handled that really well last year, so I anticipate that he'll be fine this Saturday.
What did he gain confidence-wise out of that performance against Ohio State last year, you think?
Well, I think anytime you play a team like Ohio State of that caliber, you guys know how really, really, really good and what a dynamic program they are, that you can go in there and you can function. And as relaxed as he was, as we talked about before during the game, I suspect that'll add to his calmness this coming Saturday.
So what kind of rhythm did Wan'Dale Robinson help you guys get into when he got in there running away? He was getting pretty good early down gains, and it seemed like that put you in a lot better situation as an offense.
Certainly. Anytime you can get ahead of the chains on first down, that helps, and if you have 100 first downs and you can get 4 yards or more 45% of the time, that's pretty good. So your first down efficiency is good. Our first down efficiency in the first half wasn't as good. It was really pretty good in the second half. That helped us a lot, and you're pointing that out. So anytime a young guy like Wan'Dale can come in, or any player, and help you with first down efficiency, man, that's tremendous.
When the quarterback's in the pocket and he's got that ball behind his head the way that Adrian did on his second fumble, is there anything the quarterback can do?
I don't know. I don't think there's really anything. You're in that moment and you're letting it rip, and it just, they called it a fumble, right? And unfortunate.
So you feel like he helped, that was a pass, like he was coming with it. And
I did. Yeah. That's how I felt about it. But there again, there's the ones who make the call.
You guys, of course, spend a huge amount of time on all of your passing principles, offensive principles. A big thing for Adrian is ball security too. So how does he balance that in trying to make sure that he's taking care of the ball while also taking care of all the things that you want him to do in the passing game?
When receivers are open, strike point. When receivers are closed, burn or burst. It becomes quite that simple. I didn't see him as never a comfortable, acceptable excuse for throwing an interception, So make sure your eyeballs are good, and make sure you know exactly what you're seeing and exactly what you're doing with the ball, and don't think about things, make sure you know. So that becomes a critical component if we're talking about throwing stupid interceptions, which I suspect.
I mean ball security as far as like having issues with fumbles.
Oh yeah, well that's maybe a different ball of wax just in terms of that notion. Like last year, you're not in high school football anymore. The guys that you played in high school, you may be bigger than these guys. It's a different story. So the ball security becomes even more critical just in terms of your attention to detail and that presence of mind when you're actually running with it. And we just continue to work on those drills from last year till now. But some of it, as you're pointing out, is a mindset.
Last year against Ohio State, he finished, I think, with 20 carries. Going in, Scott always says we'll do what we need to do to try to win the game, but did that feel like a run-heavy week going into it?
No, I think it's kind of like the passing game, really. If this receiver's open because of what they do, great. If they're going to allow him to run the ball for whatever reason with regards to the right zone option or the RPO game, then that's what's going to end up happening. Yeah.
There's a lot of components to a deep passing game,
Yes.
the receiver needing to get open.
Yes.
How do you feel like that's gone so far this year from the quarterback side?
Well, at least in terms of us pushing the ball downfield, particularly on third down, it seems to me, just from looking from a statistical standpoint, that he's been pretty good, and we have been pushing the ball downfield. So that's been a really good thing for us to see, and particularly for his confidence level. In terms of being able to do that. So collectively, from down to down, I feel pretty good about where he is in that respect. I think his completion percentage per attempt and completion is pretty good. So, and then the protection part of it becomes a critical aspect as well.
Coach, how have you seen Adrian go in this last 4 games? The 4 games, I guess.
4 games?
Yeah.
Well, it's just a continuation from what happened for him last year. Probably as much with regards to that affective domain piece of it. Coach Frost wanted to accelerate the leadership component, and so that's a big piece that I've seen.
There's typically a lot of talk when it regards to Ohio State about them recruiting Adrian. He got asked about it this summer a lot when those guys were around. Was there ever a time while you were recruiting Adrian that you felt like you were recruiting against Ohio State, or that they were in the?
No, because when we started recruiting Adrian, he was originally committed to Cal.
Right.
And then he decommitted to Cal because the coaching staff had changed or whatever, and then he was committed to Tennessee. I had known, because we knew about him really early on when we were at UCF, that obviously he was getting recruited by Ohio State. But when it became time for us to really get hot and heavy with it, it was really Cal and then Tennessee. Yeah.
Chenander said yesterday that you guys were kind of using Masker and McCaffrey's scout team. Do you go into helping them prepare for being in that role as like the scout team quarterback, or?
I just tell them whatever they want you to do, make sure you do it, and you make sure you do it with 100%. And if they tell you to throw the ball coming out of your earlobe, then do that. If they want it coming out of other sorts of angles, then do that too. But go down and do what they ask you to do, and go at 100%.
How have they handled that so far this week?
It's been good this week. It's been good through all the season. I usually talk with Coach Chenander and or Coach Fisher and Coach Coop over there, asked how the quarterbacks are doing, and so I've heard nothing but positive comments from them. So that's really important.
Did you see some of the variety of arm angles from Adrian on Saturday against Illinois? It looked like the one to Stoll.
He's always he's always going to have those, and sometimes the environment requires that. What we don't want him to do is to use those sorts of throws when he doesn't need to. But when they're required, let's go. Let's let it rip.